if you don't want to crash in life, one thing I want you to note is that you can never rise above the quality of your thoughts. In other words, your life can never be better than the quality of your mindset. Let me give you this background story. There is Jacob from the Bible who is running away from his brother. He went to stay with his uncle, who is Laban. Laban had 2 daughters. There is Leah, who is the eldest, and there is Rachel, the younger one. Jacob specifically went to see Laban and told him, listen to what Jacob told him. Genesis 29 verse 18. Jacob was in love with Rachel and said, I will work for you for 7 years in return for your younger daughter. The key word is your younger daughter, Rachel. He even mentioned her name. And the man agreed. 7 years in a swing. Now, Obaya, listen to what the man told him. It is not our custom here to give the younger daughter in marriage before the older one. It is not our custom here to give the younger daughter in marriage before the older one. My question is, why didn't you tell him when he came to ask for her hand in marriage? You are in your place and he came to ask you that I want to marry your daughter, the younger one. If you know in your custom the younger one cannot marry first before the older one, why didn't you tell him so that he will be aware of what he is getting himself into? That is how a lot of us are living our lives. Somebody will employ you to come and work. Before your employment, you knew how much you were going to take. The salary was 1,000 cedis. The salary was 800. The salary was 1,005. You saw it before you started work. If you know the salary is not enough for you, why didn't you say it or quit? You are stealing. You are now stealing. Then they ask you, the excuse you are giving is that the salary is too small. If the salary is too small, why didn't you say it that the salary is too small so that they will release you for you to go and look for a salary that suits the lifestyle that you live? If you read the whole story between Laban and Jacob, he cheated him multiple times. That is greed. The person is buying you gifts. He is paying your school fees. He is doing you this and that, sending you a time, renting for you, giving you money whenever you need it. If you know you cannot marry him, why don't you tell him now? Why don't you tell him now that, hey, I've seen all that you are doing, the money you are sending me and all that, I see you. You've rented, you want to rent for me, I see you. But so that for us to be clear, know that I cannot marry you. Even though you are taking me to school, know that I am going to meet lots of people on campus. So preference and my taste may change. So don't put your eye on me that I'm going to complete and come back and marry you. With all due respect, if you just want to help me, help me. But if you are expecting me to come back and marry you, I'm sorry, I cannot promise you that. Why can't you be honest with the person and tell him that? At the time that Laban was enjoying the services of Jacob, within that 14 years, his flocks increased, right? He was becoming richer and richer and richer. So he thought his plan of deception has succeeded. He was enjoying life, but he didn't know that was temporary. If you are deceiving people and you think it is going to last, it's not going to last. Because let me tell you, there is a big difference between growth and bloat. When something is growing, it is very slow, it is very steady. You might even not notice the changes, but once it goes up, it doesn't come down again. Bloating is temporary. You can wake up tomorrow and your belly is, you are bloated. You see your belly is big, filled with air, right? It was sudden, it was overnight, but it is very temporary. You wake up the following day, it will go down. So a lot of people are bloating out of greed, and they are confusing themselves with people who are actually growing in things. If you see somebody who has cheated and he is living big, you are bloating. That's not growth. You definitely calm down. I some pompo. Oh, said they are calm down. Be careful. Jacob forgave his uncle. After all that he did to him. You might not get that chance. And you'll be Anna, but they are the check.